Come on in the kitchen. It's me, Rashida, and I'm so excited to show you how to make these holiday gingerbread pancakes. Grab your apron and let's get ready to cook. All you need for this recipe is a few simple ingredients: flour, dark brown sugar, milk, baking powder, baking soda, eggs, butter, molasses. You're going to need some cinnamon, ginger, allspice, and cloves if you have them. Like any standard pancake batter, you're going to first mix your dry ingredients, and I'm just taking the flour, combining the baking soda, baking powder into that, pinch of salt, giving that a quick stir. Then I'm going to add in my sugars and my spices. This recipe is super quick, super simple, and so delicious. Your family will thank you for it. Those are my spices in the bowl. I have the brown sugar, light or dark brown sugar is fine, cinnamon, cloves, ginger of course, and some allspice. And like I said, if you don't have the allspice and cloves, that's fine. Mainly you want to have cinnamon, ginger, and maybe if you have a little nutmeg, that'll substitute for the allspice and the cloves. And I'm just going to give that a good mix with the whisk and then set it aside while I mix the wet ingredients. This is how the flour should look. It should have a nice brown tint to it. I'm going to just sit that down, grab my next bowl, and begin mixing the wet ingredients, starting with the egg. I'm going to use a whisk. No need to use a hand mixer. A whisk or a spoon would be just fine. And I'm going to beat the egg. Once I crack it in the bowl, I'm going to whisk it until it's mixed, and then add the milk. Now you may notice I'm only using one egg, and that is because I cut the recipe in half just to show you all how to make these gingerbread pancakes. I'm going to go ahead and whisk up my egg. Then I'm going to add the milk. For this recipe, I'm using whole milk, but buttermilk will work just fine. So if you have whole milk, that's good. You kind of want something that has full fat, but low 2%, 1% can also work. Now that I've combined my egg and milk, I'm going to go ahead and add my dry ingredients that I mixed beforehand. Then I'm going to add the melted butter. Make sure your butter cools after you melted it. And then I'm going to add the molasses and just stir all those together, making sure not to over mix, but you want to mix it till everything's just combined and incorporated. And really, that's it. This may have taken 5 to 10 minutes. So simple, yet so flavorful. Now, depending on how you want your pancakes, if you want them thicker, you may want to add a little bit more flour. If you want them thinner, then a loose batter works. After mixing this, I realized I added a little bit too much milk, so I'm just going to go ahead and add 1 to 2 tablespoons of flour and a little more butter, just to thicken up the batter. While I'm wrapping up my pancake batter, let's talk gingerbread for a moment. Have you ever had gingerbread? Do you like gingerbread? What's your favorite gingerbread item? Is it just your regular gingerbread cookie, which is nice and spicy? Have you had gingerbread with a little whipped cream on it? That's how I've had it, and that's good. Gingerbread pancakes, gingerbread waffles. What is your gingerbread experience? Gingerbread is great for the fall and winter seasons. It just has a nice, robust, spicy flavor that just tastes like fall. Just tastes like something you should have in fall. When you have the cinnamon seasonings, the ginger, the cloves, the allspice, what goes into your pumpkin pies, what goes into your apple cider, your apple pie, it's all those same type of flavors. But today I did want to show you how to make these gingerbread pancakes because they are excellent, excellent option for your breakfast table. Okay, now my batter looks just like I would like it. I don't like it too thick. I don't like it too thin. We're right in the middle. These should make some pretty nice pancakes. Now, I know people love making pancakes in a cast iron skillet, and that's great. I have one. But cast iron skillets can be a little temperamental. So right now for today, I'm using a non-stick skillet, putting a little bit of canola oil in there, probably about a tablespoon or two. And I'm just going to go ahead and add in my pancake batter. And I'm just going to show you how I made one pancake, and pretty much all the rest of them will just follow the same way. Now when you're making pancakes, you do not want to cook them on high because they will burn. The outside will burn quickly. So you want to cook it on a low to medium heat. And once you see bubbles forming in the middle of the pancake, you will take a look under and it should be ready to flip on the other side. But you do want to see those bubbles begin to pop up. Pancakes don't take long to cook, but you just want to make sure you have the right heat. And butter is a good option, but butter browns and burns quickly. So for the sake of this recipe or this video, I'm using canola oil. And that's the color you want to have. That is a beautiful, beautiful gingerbread pancake right there. You want it to look like this. Now I'm not going to say how my other one was a little bit darker. Almost looked burnt. So I didn't show you that one. But this is how we want the rest of them to look. And this is how you want your pancakes to look. I'm making one at a time. But you can also use a griddle and make like 4 or 5 of them at a time. If you have a griddle, it'll work just the same. And here are my gingerbread pancakes looking good. Here's my stack of pancakes, hot, fresh off the stove. They're just waiting to be topped with some butter. Yes, butter. Not margarine, butter. And some maple syrup, my choice. I love maple syrup, but you can use any pancake syrup that you have. And then if you want to be fancy, put a little icing on the cake and you have a little whipped cream. You can just put a little whipped cream on top. You can cut up some bananas. They may go with it. So many options. Some berries. That'll give it a nice little contrast if you have a couple little berries. But butter, maple syrup for the win. These gingerbread pancakes stand alone. They are delicious. Add some other breakfast treats with them, and you have yourself a great holiday breakfast. Thanks for coming in the kitchen. Thanks for cooking with me. Until next time, have a blessed day, blessed week. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Blessings to you all.